Isang mapagpalang araw ang sumaating lahat, mga kababayan. Sa bidyong ito ay atin pong tatalakayin ang isa na namang kabanata sa algebra, ang tungkol sa exponents, radicals, and logarithms. Ang ating pong aklat sandigan ay pinamagatang Algebra for College Students na iniakda nina Dr. Oscar Limlingan at Dr. Isidro Carino. Ang videong ito ay ginawa ni Sir R. Squared upang maging sandigan sa pagtuturo ng matematika at maging batayan ng mga mag-aaral sa kanilang pag-aaral o pagbabalik-aral sa algebra. Ang ating pong layunin sa pag-aaral nito ay upang sa pagtatapos ng videong ito ay matutunan ng mga mag-aaral ang mga konsepto at prinsipyo patungkol sa exponents, radicals, and logarithms. Ang resulta ng pag-aaral o ang bunga ng layunin. Sa pagtatapos ng pagtatanghal ng video na ito, magagawa ng mga mag-aaral na malutas ang mga suliraning kinasasangkutan ng exponents, radicals, and logarithms. Unahin natin ang tungkol sa exponents. Ang exponents po ay ang superscript pagkatapos ng isang literal coefficient or base, kagaya ng x or y. Ang mga sumusunod ay ang mga panuntunan sa pagresolba ng exponents. Laws and example. X to the 1 or x to the first power is equal to x. 6 to the first power is equal to 6. Any number raised to 1 is equal to the number itself. X to the 0 is equal to 1. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. 7 to the 0 is equal to 1. Next, x to the negative 1 is equal to 1 over x. For example, 4 to the negative 1 is equal to 1/4. Next, x to the m multiplied by x to the n is equal to x to the m plus n. When we multiply powers having the same base, we copy the base and we add their exponents. Halimbawa, x squared multiplied by x cubed is equal to x raised to 2 plus 3. Therefore, the answer is x to the fifth power. Next, x to the m divided by x to the n is equal to x raised to m minus n. When we add powers having the same base, we copy the base and we subtract their exponents. Halimbawa, x to the 6 divided by x squared is equal to x to the 6 minus 2 is equal to x to the 4th. Next, power of a power. The quantity x to the m close quantity raised to the n is equal to x to the m times n. When we have power of the power, we multiply their exponents. Example, x squared raised to cube is equal to x squared times 3. X raised to 2 times 3 is equal to x to the 6. Next, xy raised to the n the distributive law is equal to x to the n times y to the n. xy quantity raised cube is equal to x cube y cube. We just distribute the exponents. Next, the quantity x over y quantity raised to the n is equal to x to the n over y to the n. Example, the quantity x over y quantity squared is equal to x squared over y squared. Next, x to the negative n is equal to 1 over x to the n. Any number raised to a negative exponent will be the reciprocal of that number raised to the positive exponent. X to the negative 3 is equal to 1 over x cubed. And the law about fractional exponents. Mamaya ating matututunan ang relasyon ng fraction at radicals. Sa ngayon, atin munang tanggapin na ganito ang sinasabi ng law. X to the m over n is equal to the nth root of x raised to m. So ang exponent natin ay fractional exponent. Kung meron tayong fractional exponent, maaari natin itong ipahayag or i-express sa radical. Kung saan ang kanyang denominator ng exponent ang magiging index at ang numerator ng exponent ang magiging exponent ng radicand. Mga ilang slide pa ay ating mapag-aaralan ng husto ang tungkol dito. Magbigay muna tayo ng halimbawa sa ngayon. X raised to 2/3 is equal to the cube root of x squared. Yan po ang mga ilan sa mga batas at mga halimbawa ng pag-ooperate ng exponents. Sa puntong ito ay ating pag-aaralan ng tungkol sa radicals. Kung ating tutunghayan ang table na ito, kung saan meron tayong mga element na a, m, at n. Sa pangalawang hanay na patayo ay ang exponent or ang power. At sa pangatlong hanay na patayo o column ay ang radicals. Yung a ay nagre-represent sa base ng power. Yung m, siya ang nagre-represent sa numerator ng exponent. At yung n, siya ang nagre-represent sa denominator ng exponent. Ang power o ang exponent, sa ibang salita, ay maaari nating i-express o ipahayag sa radical. Sa paanong paraan? Sa paraang ang kanyang denominator ng exponent ang magiging index at ang numerator ng exponent ang magiging exponent at ang base ang magiging radicand. Ang radicand po ay yung nasa loob ng radical sign. Halimbawa, negative 64 raised to 2/3. Ang denominator ang magiging index or yung nth root ng radicand. At ang numerator ang magiging exponent. Therefore, we can write this exponent as the cube root of negative 64 squared. Therefore, we extract the roots first. So that is negative 4. And then, we square. We will be having positive 16. Example number 12. X to the 6 raised to negative 3 over 2. Maaari natin itong isulat na the square root of x to the 6 raised to negative 3. We extract the square root of x to the 6, so therefore we have x cubed. And then we have to raise it to negative 3. And we can write x cubed times negative 3 will be x to the negative 9. And we can rewrite that as 1 over x to the negative 9. Another example, 8y cubed raised to negative 1/3. We can rewrite that as the cube root of 8y cubed raised to the negative 1. The cube root of 8y cubed is 2y, and we have to raise it to negative 1. Therefore, the answer is 1 over 2y. Dumako naman po tayo sa properties of radicals. Multiplication property. The nth root of A multiplied by B is equal to the nth root of A multiplied by the nth root of B. Division property. The nth root of A over B is equal to the nth root of A over the nth root of B. Removal of factors from the radicand. Kung ang isang radicand ay maaaring i-express o isulat na produkto ng dalawang factors o kabuo kung saan ang isa dito ay perfect nth power at kung saan ang n ay ang index, ang radical ay maaaring isimplify sa pamamagitan ng pagkuha ng nth root ng isang factor na ito at isulat bilang numerical coefficient sa labas ng radical. Sinusunod ng panuntunang ito ang rule na the nth root of A multiplied by B is equal to the nth root of A multiplied by the nth root of B. Sa pagkahalimbawa, letter A, the square root of 98. Kung atin lilimilimiin, ang 98 ay maaari nating isulat na 49 times 2, kung saan ang 49 ay mayroong exact square root, which is 7. Kung kaya't, pwede natin siyang isulat na the square root of 49 multiplied by the square root of 2. Therefore, we can write it as 7 times the square root of 2. Another example, the cube root of negative 16x to the 7. Ang negative 16x to the 7 ay may factors na negative 8x to the 6 times 2x. Maaari natin siyang i-factor sa ganyang bagay kung saan ang isang factor ay perfect nth root ng radical. Yun po ang sinasabi dito. Yung negative 8x to the 6 ay may perfect cube root, which is negative 2x squared. At ang matitira ay cube root of 2x. Therefore, the answer is negative 2x squared times the cube root of 2x. At ang panghuling halimbawa, the fourth root of 81, a to the 5th, b to the 8th. The fourth root of 81, a to the 5th, b to the 8th can be written as the fourth root of 81, a to the 4th, b to the 8th times a. Kung saan Ang 81 a to the fourth b to the 8 ay perfect fourth power at ang root po nito ay 3ab squared at ang natira sa radicand ay the fourth root of a. Therefore, the answer is 3ab squared times the fourth root of a. Resolution of the radicand to an integral form. Ang fractional radicand ay maaaring gawing integral form sa pamamagitan ng pagmultiply ng numerator at ng denominator sa isang numero na magbubungsod sa denominator nito bilang maging perfect nth power, kung saan ang n ay ang index. Ito ay sumusunod sa panuntunang the nth root of a over b is equal to the nth root of a over the nth root of b. Halimbawa, the square root of 1/2. Maaari nating i-multiply ang numerator at ang denominator sa isang numero na magbubuksod sa denominator para maging perfect square root. Ano yun? E di 2 para maging 4 siya. Therefore, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2 and we end up with a radical that is the square root of 2 over 4. Ngayon, perfect nth power na po ang 4. We can extract the perfect nth root of the denominator and we have reduced the radicand to its integral form, which is the square root of 2 over 2. Isa pang halimbawa, the cube root of negative x cubed over 2y squared. Iisip tayo ng numero or algebraic expression na magdudulot or magbubungsod sa denominator para maging perfect cube siya. At ang algebraic expression na yon ay 4y. Kapag i-multiply natin both the numerator and the denominator by 4y, we will end up with negative x cubed times 4y over 8y cubed. Kung saan yung negative x cubed ay perfect cube root, kung kaya't ang makukuha natin dyan ay negative x. Subalit ang 4y ay hindi perfect cube root kahit isusulat lamang natin siyang cube root of 4y. At ang denominator ay perfect cube root, therefore, we can write that as 2y. The final answer is negative x over 2y multiplied by the cube root of 4y. Resolution of the index of the radicand. Kung ang radicand ay isang eksaktong power sa degree na magiging kapareho ng factor ng index, ang radical ay maaaring isulat bilang isang power with fractional exponent. Halimbawa, the fourth root of 9. Kung ating tutuusin, lilimi-limiin at tatantu-tantuin, ang 9 ay maaari nating isulat na 3 squared. Kung kaya, ang 3 squared o ang 2 ay factor ng index. Kasi ang index ay 4. 2 times 2 will be 4. Therefore, 2 is a factor of the index. We can rewrite this as a power with fractional exponent. Yan po ang sinasabi nitong panuntunan na nasa taas bilang paliwanag ni Sir R squared. Therefore, we can rewrite this as 3 raised to 2 over 4 or 3 raised to 1/2. Kapag isinulat natin ulit ito sa radical sign or radical expression, this will be the square root of 3. Kung kaya, Ang una natin gagawin, titingnan natin yung radicand. At kung may express natin siya sa isang sa mga factors, kung saan yung factors na yon ay magiging factor ng index ang kanyang exponent, ay maaari natin siyang i-reduce. Isa pang halimbawa, the 6th root of 81 x squared y squared. Kung atin mapapansin, pwede nating isulat ito na 9x to the y quantity squared. Kasi 9 squared is 81, tapos x squared is x squared, and y squared is y squared. Kung kaya, pwede nating isulat yung 81x squared y squared as 9xy quantity squared. Tama ba? Kung magkagayon, maaari natin din itong isulat as power with a fractional exponent, kung saan yung index ang magiging denominator at yung numerator ang magiging power. Okay, we can rewrite that as 9xy raised to 2 over 6. Or, we can say that that is equal to 9xy raised to 1/3. Or, simply, the cube root of 9xy. I hope sa mga halimbawang ito, nakukuha po ninyo ang nagiging kalakaran ng ating mga sinasabi or gist of what I'm saying, dahil malaki po ang may tutulong ng mga ganitong pagre-reduce ng index of the radical pagdating natin sa mga matataas na antas ng matematika. Addition and subtraction of radicals. Tanging ang mga parehong radicals lamang ang maaaring i-combine. Sa madaling salita, tanging radicals lamang na may parehong base at parehong index ang maaaring i-combine. Kung kaya't narito ang mga hakbang sa pag-a-add at pagsusubtract ng mga radicals. Una, hanggang maaari ay gawing similar radicals ang given sa pamamagitan ng pagsasagawa ng mga pamamaraang nauna na nating napag-aralan sa mga nakalipas na slide. Pangalawa, pagsamahin ng mga similar radicals sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa panuntunan ng addition of radicals. Ang mga paliwanag ng paghahalimbawa ay ang mga sumusunod. Example number 1. Add the square root of 50 plus 2 square root of 1/2 minus the square root of 18. Kung atin mapupuna, wala tayong similar radicals sa ibinigay na mga terms. Kung kaya't atin siyang i-reduce sa similar radicals sa mga pamamaraang una natin na pag-aralan nung mga nakaraang slide. Yung square root of 50, which is the first term, ay maaari nating isulat bilang square root of 25 times 2, sapagkat ang 25 ay perfect square. At ang 25 ay factor ng 50. Kung kaya't, maaari natin siyang isulat na square root of 25 times square root of 2, which is 5 square root of 2. Ang pangalawa, 2 square root of 1/2 ay maaari nating i-multiply sa 2 over 2. Therefore, we can rewrite this as 2 times square root of 2/4, and we can have this as 2 square root of 2 over 2. We can cancel 2. Therefore, ang natira na lamang ay square root of 2. At ang pangatlo, square root of 18 or negative square root of 18. Ang square root of 18 ay maaari nating isulat na 9 times 2. Square root of 9 times 2. Wherein 9 is a perfect square. Therefore, we can rewrite this as negative square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 2. And square root of 9 is 3. We take that one out, the radical sign, and we write that as a numerical coefficient. Therefore, the answer is negative 3 square root of 2. Kung kaya't, kung ating susumahin ang mga bagay nito, maaari natin siyang isulat na 5 square root of 2 plus square root of 2 minus 3 square root of 2. Kung ipapactor out natin ang mga numerical coefficient, 5 plus 1 minus 3 times the quantity is square root of 2. Therefore, ang sagot ay 3 square root of 2. Example number 2. Addition and subtraction of radicals. Combine the cube root of 2a to the fourth minus the cube root of 16a to the fourth plus 2 cube root of 54a to the fourth. Solution. Yung cube root ng 2a to the fourth can be written as a cube times 2a, wherein inilagay natin sa perfect cube ang isang factor. Yung cube root ng 16a to the fourth can be written as 8a cubed times 2a, wherein inilagay din natin sa perfect cube ang isang factor. At ang 2, the cube root of 54a to the fourth ay maaari nating isulat sa 2 cube root of 27a cubed kung saan siya ay perfect nth root or perfect cube root times 2a. And then we extract all the exact nth roots and make it a numerical coefficient. A cube will be a cube root of 2. 8a cube root nito ay 2a, cube root of 2a ang natira doon. And then, cube root ng 27a cube ay 3 times 2. That's why that is 6. At ang natira, cube root of 2a. Kung mapapansin mo, lahat siya cube root of 2a na lang. Or tinatawag na similar radicals. Therefore, we can combine them. The numerical coefficient will be 1 minus 2 plus 6. A cube root of 2a. 1 minus 2 will give us negative 1 plus 6 give us positive 5a cube root of 2a. Ito po ang ating sagot sa naibigay na halimbawa. Multiplication of radicals. Ang produkto ng mga radicals na parehong order or index ay ang product ng mga radicand na parehong order. Kung ang multiplication ay isasagawa sa radicals, kailangan munang gawing pareho ang order ng radicals sang-ayon sa alituntuning the nth root of A times B is equal to the nth root of A multiplied by the nth root of B. Example, 3 square root of 2 multiplied by the quantity negative 2 square root of 8. Therefore, they are having the same order. We can actually multiply the radicands. It will be 3 times negative 2, negative 6, times the square root of 2 times 8. That will be negative 6 square root of 16, which is negative 24, because square root of 16 is 4. Number 2, 4 is square root of 5 plus square root of 3 times the quantity square root of 5 minus square root of 3. So, we can distribute this para i-multiply siya. 4 square root of 5 multiplied by square root of 5, that will be 4 square root of 25. Pagkatapos, 4 square root of 5 times square root of 3, that will be 4 square root of 15. Negative. Tapos, square root of 15, positive, therefore, negative 3 square root of 15 kasi 4 minus 1. Okay? Or negative 4 plus 1 para mas define. Pagkatapos, square root of 3 times negative square root of 3, that will be negative square root of 9. Simplifying, 4 times 5 minus 3 square root of 15 minus 3. 4 times 5 is 20, minus 3 will give us 17, and then minus 3 square root of 5. At ang panghuling halimbawa, cube root of 2x times the fourth root of 3x squared. Sulat natin yung cube root of 2x to be 2x raised to 1/3 at yung fourth root ng 3x squared is 3x squared quantity raised to 1/4. Kukunin natin yung LCD ng denominator which is 12 para ma-reduce natin siya sa common radicals. 12 divided by 3 will give us 4. That will be 2x times 4 over 12. And then 12 divided by 4 will give us 3. Therefore, 3x squared raised to 3 to the 1 over 12. Ngayon, pareho na siya ng order which is the 12th root. We can write that as the 12th root of 2x to the 4th. Ito po yun. Tapos the 12th root of 3x squared. Tapos raised to cube pa, no? Okay. So, ang mangyayari sa kanya, the 12th root of 2x to the 4th times 3x squared cube. We simplify the 12th root of 2 to the 4th is 16, tapos x to the 4th. Ito yon. Tapos 27, x to the 6. Ito yon, no? 3 times 3 times 3, 27, x squared cube raised to the 6. Now, therefore, it will be the 12th root of 432 x to the 10th. Division of radicals. Ang quotient ng radicals divided by a radical na parehong order ay kapares lamang ng quotient ng individual radicals na sumusunod sa panuntunang the nth root of A over B is equal to the nth root of A over the nth root of B. Halimbawa, the square root of 15 over the square root of 3 can be written as the square root of 15 over 3. And that will be equal to the square root of 5. Another one, the cube root of 24 divided by the cube root of 3 can be written as the cube root of 24 over 3. And that is equal to the cube root of 8, which is equal to 2. Divisions of radical, mga ilang pang halimbawa. Example, divide square root of 2xy cubed by cube root of 3y squared. Hindi siya pareho ng order, so we have to put it in the same order. I-reduce muna natin yung radical sa same order. We can rewrite this as the square root of 2xy cubed over the cube root of 3y. Ito po yun. Then we write it in a exponent form, 2xy cubed raised to 1/2 over 3y raised to 1/3. Kukunin natin yung denominator, LCD ng denominator, which is 6. 6 divided by 2 will give us 3. 3 over 6. 2xy cubed raised to 3 over 6. Sa baba naman, 6 divided by 3 will give us 2 over 6. 3y raised to 2 over 6. Tapos, 8x cube y to the 9 raised to the 1, 6. Saan ang galing tong 8x cube na to? Kinyub na po natin yung 2, naging 8, cube ng x, naging x cube, at cube ng y cube will be y to the 9. Dinistribute na natin po yung power, no? Natira 1 over 6. Sa baba, ganun din. Saan ang galing yung 9y squared? I-squared natin yung 9, i-squared natin yung y. Tas 1 over 6 na lang. So the answer will be the 6th root of 8x cubed y to the 9th over the 6th root of 9y squared. Next, we have the similar problem, parehong problem, the same problem, pero i-apply natin yung isang theorem na natutunan natin. Alam natin na ang lalabas sa kanya rito ay ito na nga, no? So ito at saka ito ay pareho. Pag in-apply natin yung rule, it will be the 6th root of 8x cubed y to the 9 over 9 to the y squared. So itong y to the 9 divided by y squared, magiging y to the 7 na lang. So ito po ay simplified term, no? Ito po ay hindi simplified. Rationalization of the denominator. To reduce a fraction containing one or more radicals in its denominator to one with a rational denominator, multiply both terms of the fraction by an expression which will read the denominator of radicals. Ang ibig sabihin, no, yung iba ay minumultiply doon sa sinasabi nilang conjugate. Ang conjugate, yung halimbawa, p square root of a plus q square root of b. Ang conjugate niya is p square root of a minus q square root of b. Therefore, ang pagka siya ay distribute mo, magiging difference of two squares na lang. Ang mga sumusunod daw pong mga halimbawang ito, 1, 2, 3, ng special product ay magiging kapaki-pakinabang sa ating pagdideal with the rationalization of the radicals. Ang mga paliwanag ng paghahalimbawa ay mga sumusunod. Unang halimbawa, 3 is square root of 8. So, yung 3 square root of 8, yun daw denominator. Anong iisipin natin kung ano ang magiging perfect square niya, saan natin siya i-multiply para maging perfect square, kailangan natin siyang i-multiply sa 2. Therefore, kailangan natin siyang i-multiply sa square root of 2. So, we can write it as 3 square root of 2 over, what's this? Square root of 16. Kasi 8 times 2. Eh, yung square root of 16, 4. Therefore, 3 square root of 2 over 4 ang sagot po dito. We have another example of rationalization of the denominator. Simplify 2 square root of 3 plus square root of 2 divided by square root of 3 minus square root of 2. Okay, i-multiply natin yung denominator by its conjugate. Ito na nga po yun. Square root of 3 plus square root of 2 kasi minus to, conjugate niya, plus both the numerator and denominator. So we distribute 2 square root of 9 ay di 3. Kasi square root of 3 times square root of 3 square root of 9 kaya magiging 3 na lang to, no? Tapos magiging 2 square root of 2 plus 2 square root of 6 plus square root of 6 magiging 3 square root of 6. Ayun, no? Ito ay 1, ayun yung 2. Pagkatapos, square root of 2 plus square root of 2, edi square root of 4, positive 2 po yun, ano? Tapos, difference of 2 squares, square root of 9 will be 3 minus square root of 2, 2. Therefore, the answer is, this will be 6 plus 2, 8 plus 3 square root of 6. Okay, so that will be the answer. Ngayon, tatanungin mo, saan napapunta to? 1 na lang po yun, kaya hindi na po natin sinasama yung over 1. Another example, we have to simplify 1 over 1. That will be cube root of 2. So, yung conjugate niya. Ano yung conjugate niya? 1 plus cube root of 2 plus cube root of 4. So, ito po yung binigay sa ating formula dun sa nakaraang slide. So, therefore, 1 plus cube root of 2 plus cube root of 4 all over 1 minus cube root of 8. Yung cube root of 8 na yan, sa baba, that will be 2. 1 minus 2, negative po yun, So, negative 1 po yung denominator at ang numerator natin is 1 plus cube root of 2 plus cube root of 4. Therefore, the answer is negative quantity 1 plus cube root of 2 plus cube root of 4. We go now to logarithms. Logarithm of a number is the exponent to which a given base is raised in order to produce a given number. For example, halimbawa may given tayong power, 2 cube is equal to 8. Then, yung logarithm daw niya, logarithm of 8 to the base 2 is equal to 3. O kung isusulat mo, logarithm of 8 base 2 is equal to 3. Yung 3, napunta dun sa equality sign, yung 2 naging base at yung 8 ang naging logarithm of the number. Okay? In general, if a to the x is equal to y, wherein a is not equal to 0, logarithm of a, logarithm of y to the base a is equal to x. Okay. Napakadali po, no? Just follow the lead. Parang i-multiply na lang and then we will be calling on students to answer this. Paborito po ng mga estudyante to, mapa high school man o college kasi nga para ka lang naglalaro-laro, Okay, it's time now for the students to have a graded recitation. You just follow the lead. Ganun lamang po kadali yung logarithms talaga. Parang inire-rearrange mo lang. And then you will be arriving to the logarithm of the number. Halimbawa, mananawag po tayo ng mga students to express the following exponential relationship in its equivalent logarithmic form. Halimbawa, 10 cube is equal to 1,000. So, sasampulan na natin yung 1,000 di logarithm of 1,000 to the base 10 is equal to 3. Parang ganyan ang mangyayari niyan, Now, you just follow my lead. Sinabi ko na, logarithm of 1,000 to the base 10 is equal to 3. Yan yung letter A. Just follow my lead and I will be calling on you one by one. Okay, ito naman. We still proceed with the oral exercises. Express the following logarithmic form naman, to its equivalent exponential form. O edi ang exponential form nito, letter A, logarithm of 9 to the base 3 is equal to 2. O edi parang ganun lang yung 3, lagay mo doon, 3 squared is equal to 9. Tama? 4 squared is equal to 16. O, napasobra na, dalawa agad yung nabigay ko, So, kayo naman ngayon, i-convert nyo yung logarithmic form to exponential form. Ganyan lang yan para masanay po tayo. Alright, I will be calling one by one and this will be a graded recitation. And then, ito naman po para sa puspusang pagsasanay sa logarithms, find the value of the following. Kanina, ibinigay sa atin sa logarithmic form, dadalhin sa exponential. Yung exponential, dadalhin sa logarithmic. Ngayon naman, pinafind na yung value. O ito, halimbawa, halimbawaan kayo ni Sir R squared. Logarithm of 10 to the base 10 is equal to what? So, ang magiging sagot niya, 10, Alam mo naman tong 10 na to, ito yung base. So, saan mo i-raise ang base na yan para ang maging sagot ay 10? 10 raised to 1, therefore, the answer is 10. Okay? So, 1 po ang sagot natin dito sa letter A o sa letter B. Logarithm of 1 to the base 10. Alam mo yung base mo ay 10. Saan mo i-raise yung 10 na yan para ang maging sagot ay 1? Yung 10, saan mo i-raise para maging sagot ay 1? 0. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, log of 1 to the base 10 is equal to 0. O sige, pangatlo pa. Sasagutin ko ng tatlo para hindi natin. Logarithm of 100 to the base 10. Saan mo i-raise tong 10 para maging 100? O tama, edi squared. Edi 2 ang sagot. Okay, ganyan lang po. So, I will be calling each one of you. Kindly open all your cameras kasi impromptu po tayo, Below are the arithmetic properties of logarithms with the corresponding properties of exponents. Logarithm of xy at base b is equal to logarithm of x base b plus logarithm of y to the base b. And in exponent form, b to the x plus y is equal to b to the x times b to the y. Number 2, logarithm of x over y to the base b is equal to the logarithm of x to the base b minus the logarithm of y to the base b. Or in exponential form, b raised to x minus y is equal to b to the x over b to the y. Number 3, logarithm of x to the y to the base b is equal to y times the logarithm of x to the base b. b to the x raised to y is equal to b to the xy. Number 4, the logarithm of 1 to the base b is equal to 0. b to the 0 is equal to 1. Number 5, the logarithm of b to the base b is equal to 1, or b to the 1 is equal to b. Any number raised to 1 is equal to the number. And number 6, the logarithm of b to the n to the base b is equal to n. b to the n is equal to b to the n. Narito para sa ating komprehensibong pagtuturo at mabilisang pagkaunawa, property, definition at example ng mga logarithms. Product property, definition, the logarithm of m multiplied by n to the base b is equal to the logarithm of m to the base b plus the logarithm of n to the base b. Example, the logarithm of 9x to the base 3 is equal to the logarithm of 9 to the base 3 plus the logarithm of x to the base 3. Quotient property, the logarithm of m over n to the base b is equal to the logarithm of m base b minus the logarithm of n base b. Example, logarithm of 4 over 5 base 1/4 is equal to the logarithm of 4 to the base 1/4 minus the logarithm of 5 to the base 1/4. Power, the logarithm of m to the p base b is equal to p times the logarithm of m to the base b. Example, the logarithm of 8 to the x base 2 is equal to x the logarithm of 8 to the base 2. And equality, if log of m to the base b is equal to log of n to the base b, then m is equal to n. The logarithm of 3x minus 4 to the base a is equal to the logarithm of the quantity 5x plus 2 to the base a. Therefore, 3x minus 4 is equal to 5x plus 2. Sa puntong ito naway natalakay na po natin ang lahat ng mga mahalagang bagay na may kaugnayan sa exponents, radicals, and logarithms na ating magagamit sa ating pag-aaral ng differential calculus. Sa puntong ito, atin po munang puputulin ang ating talakayan at atin pong pasasalamatan ang ating Panginoong may likha na nagbigay sa atin ng kaalaman sa mga bagay na ito. Pinupuri at pinasasalamatan ka po namin, Panginoon. Muli po, ito po ang inyong Sir R Squared na nagsasabing, ingat lagi, kain dami, at tulog aga. Ang lahat ng parangal at papuri ay sa Diyos amang makapangyarihan sa lahat na naghahari noon, ngayon at magpakailanman, magpasawalang hanggan. Amen. Thank you very much and may God bless us all.